first got diagnosed with Parkinson's disease, it was a real shock. But at the same time, I was really quite relieved because I'd been trying to figure out for the last 2 years what was going on with me.
I was diagnosed with Parkinson's disease when I was 44 years old. I had had symptoms for about 5 years, but I didn't really realize that at the time that that's what was going on. Got the diagnosis one day when it was pretty obvious, I guess, to that doctor that it was Parkinson's, and drove myself home, cried myself to sleep, woke up the next day and said, okay, I'm going to deal with it.
I wanted to do as much as I could for as long as I could. So whenever somebody would say, oh, you can't do that, you've got Parkinson's, or I would think that, oh, I can't do this, I would try to do it anyway.
First of all, I had to be dragged off the couch because I hurt. I had a lot of dystonia, a lot of stiff muscles, rigid muscles, a lot of pain. So it wasn't fun at first to get off, but almost immediately I felt the benefits, so it was motivating to continue.
Exercise is important for a number of reasons, but mainly it just keeps you strong and flexible, and it's good for your head, you know. It's like that runner's high when you really get sweating on the bike or the treadmill or whatever you're going to do. It's good for your head as well as your body. I guess the way that I got the strength to take on this Parkinson's the way I have is that I've always been a positive person. I've always felt like I can do anything I want, and I've always felt capable. And suddenly the Parkinson's made me feel like I wasn't capable and like I was sort of a victim, and I just couldn't stand that thinking. I love it when I'm out riding. To me, riding my bike gives me freedom. At one point in my life, there were days that I couldn't walk, but if I could crawl to my bike and get up on my bike, I could ride my bike. And that has stuck with me.
I do think that a person has to accept a diagnosis and say, okay, this is going to be part of my life. I'm going to have to learn to adapt to this. I'm going to have to learn to continually adapt to it because it's a progressive disease. But the disease doesn't knock you flat the day of your diagnosis. You need to learn about it, let it into your life, but not let it run your life.
I would say surround yourself by people who are like you and are positive in their thinking.
There'll be maybe 5 or 10% of you that is Parkinson's at first, and that you have to make adaptations to, but you need to keep moving forward and keep active and keep involved with the relationships and the work and the people that are in your life, and spend that other 5 to 10% of your time learning about your disease. And as time progresses, the disease will maybe take more adaptations from you and more flexibility, but I think that if you learn how to be flexible, that you can live happily with Parkinson's for a long time. So my advice is to keep living.